Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, September 30th, 2020, and I'm WVEA President Dale Lee. As predicted, this fall has been a series of challenges, course changes, and frustrations for all of us. And that has just been the month of September. October will most likely bring out more of the same as we all try to deal with these unprecedented times. Now, you've probably heard that we're preparing an injunction to challenge the continued manipulation of the state's color-coded school map. We released a statement to the press yesterday evening, and our attorneys will be filing the injunction later this week in the Kanawha County Circuit Court. All of West Virginia has watched the constant manipulation of the map. As each rendition failed to provide the desired results sought by our state leaders, additional changes were made. It is now to the point that citizens and educators have lost faith that the changes being made to the map are being done with the interests of safety and public health foremost on their agenda. Now, the last round of changes was reflected in the September 26 map and simply goes too far. Manipulating the map in order to create the illusion of a green map does not mean that it is safe to return to in-person learning in many of our counties. Now, let me make one thing perfectly clear. Everyone knows how important it is for the students to be back in the classrooms working with their teachers. No one wants in-person education more than our members, but they no longer feel safety is the top priority of our state's government leadership. Time after time, we've listened to the comments from the governor and its health advisors as they have clearly stated that their focus is to get teams back on the playing field and to get students in school. Now, we all share the same goals, and in certain areas of our state, that is happening, and it's safe to do so. But simply manipulating the calculations on the map does not ensure safety for those working in our schools. If in September it was deemed to be too dangerous to have in-person class in a county with 50 COVID cases, and now they have 60 cases, it is still unsafe regardless of the percentages and the tweaks made to the map. Our state leaders forget that in many schools and buses across the state, it is impossible to practice appropriate social distancing and enforce mask wearing. PPEs in many districts are limited, and school employees are already performing many tasks that go far above and beyond their jobs. Simply manipulating the color of the county on the map does not change the circumstances in our schools and work sites. The elements are not there in many school districts to safely return to work based on the number of increasing cases in that county. Now, according to data on the DHHR's website, the number of active cases at the beginning of September was around 2,100. Less than 30 days later, the number is now over 4,000. Yet, due to the manipulation of the map, more counties are green than ever before. Now, we know how badly everyone wants our students back to a normal routine, but our teaching population is older, and over 2/3 of our members stated that either they or someone in their immediate household have conditions that put them at risk. In counties with high numbers of active cases, we cannot expect them to go to work in conditions that are unsafe and where social distancing cannot be exercised. A double standard clearly exists in the minds of our state leaders. Even with the mask requirements and the space to social distance, our governor and the state board do not allow people in their meetings or press conferences due to safety concerns. And many other government agencies are still not back to regular office hours or are working split shifts. Why are teachers and students different when it comes to their safety? Now, the governor has attacked our injunction as politically motivated. I can assure you that it's not. This is about the safety of our educators and our students. Now, I can't speak for others, but this is not political on our end, and it never has been. And I don't care what organization says it's okay to adopt a 5% positivity rate to determine when it's safe to return to in-person classes. It isn't. Most of our schools cannot socially distance and ensure the safety of our students and our employees. Our injunction specifically aimed to address the counties where significant community spread and a high number of active cases are there. Now, we agree with the governor that testing is important, and the more tests that we conduct, the better off we are. But WVEA's issue is that with increasing the number of tests and then lowering the standard of safety to a 5% positivity rate to determine in-person attendance is just wrong. The numbers are constantly changing to make the situation look better, but inside our classrooms and our schools, nothing's changing. The space constraints of our buildings make any calculations that give the illusion that increased number of COVID cases could equate to a safe return to in-person learning is simply wrong. Now, we're collecting evidence and statements needed for the injunction, and we will post an update when it has been filed. While our injunction works its way for a hearing, the WVEA will continue to help our locals further their work to provide a safe environment for students and employees, and will continue to assist those who are at risk with accommodations. Now, I also want to remind you the importance of the upcoming election. A number of voting options are available to you. You may request an absentee ballot, vote during the early voting period, or go to the polls on November 3rd. The 2020 election will be the turning point for public education. With so many attacks on our profession the last few years, we must elect people who want to support public education and our students. Now, we will have a change in the leadership in the Senate due to Senator Carmichael's loss in the primary. The election will decide if we have a Senate president who will support public education or one who wants to destroy it. Now, I know that our minds are on our students and ensuring that we are educating them as best we can. But we also need to begin focusing on the election and especially the elected races in the state Senate. You will be receiving a postcard in the mail this week with our recommended candidates and should have already received your WVEA Today with the candidate list included. Now, you can find a copy of the WVEA Today online at the WVEA website. Once again, I want to thank you for all that you do and for your commitment to your students and your patience during this unprecedented time. Take care and be safe, and I will update you soon.